guys, this is my April wrap-up video along with my TBR pile for the A-Year-a-thon, read-a-thon for this week. So in the month of April, I read 7 books? Yes, 7 books. And I'm going to start with this one, although I technically finished it in May. I actually started it right at the end of April, so I'm going to count it because I'm a cheater. And it is the absolutely wonderful Across the Universe by Beth Revis that you've all been raving about. It's about a girl named Amy who's going into space. She's cryogenically frozen. She thinks she's going to wake up in 300 years with her parents on a new planet and live happy ever after. Shocker, that is not what happens. She wakes up 50 years early on purpose, but also on accident, because she wasn't supposed to be woken up, and we don't know who woke her up, and it's all about her relationship with Elder, who's kind of the next in line to take over the ship, and about her relationship to the person who unfroze her, and her parents, and sanity, and art, and it's got all these wonderful things in it, and it's lovely and wonderful. I actually have the sequel and the, I guess, like novellas, other sequel, I guess, on order from Amazon, but they're not here yet. I'm so excited for them to get here because they are coming with a whole bunch of books I'm super stoked about. But that was probably the last book I finished in April. The other books I finished in April, I finished one, this is actually one of my favorite books ever. It is called A Discovery of Witches. This cover is just like, it's a gorgeous blue, it's nice and shiny. It's got like the embossed lettering, so it's really fun to just like hold. And the book is beautiful. I describe it every time I talk about it as Twilight, but not for people who don't like Twilight, because it is about vampires, but it's also about witches. And there's Oxford and London and academics and daemons, which are like, or I guess demons, D-A-E, however you say that one. And they're like the super, just kind of like right on the borderline of genius and creativity, and they're the third supernatural creature in this universe. It's the first book in a trilogy, which comes in handy later, and it's absolutely wonderful. I was in a slump in the beginning of April, so I picked it up to get out of the slump, and shockingly enough, it worked, and which led me right into this next book, which is Lexicon. Oh, this side. Shiny. Lexicon by Max Berry. It was the first book in the Book Riot quarterly box, although I don't actually subscribe to the quarterly box yet because I am way behind on the times. But it was a good book. It wasn't a great book. In this book, there is this group of people, and they're called poets, and poets have the power to use words to control other people. Like, literally, there's a phrase of words that every certain person has that will unlock their mind and make them a puppet. And there's also this one word called the bear word that works on everybody, or does it? You'd have to read the book. That works on everybody, and it's supposed to make it so that you control everybody, and it's all about this poet named Virginia Woolf and her coming into contact with the bear word, and how, and this relationship she forms with this man named Will, and it's wonderful, and it's all about the power of words, and words as weapons, and all of these great things. It's got a lovely little like quotable bits all through it. I didn't love it. I wasn't crazy about it. It kind of got slow in the middle, but it was definitely a good book. It, probably a good solid 3.5 stars. So definitely worth checking out if you've got the time. These last books, however, they're kind of scattered. I don't know if I mentioned it. This is like the third time I'm filming this video. But these next books are absolutely wonderful. Readables. Priscilla over at the Readables was raving about them, and they are the first four books of the Lock and Key graphic novel series. The first book, Welcome to Lovecraft, dun dun dun, with the red. Next installment was called Head Games. The third volume was Crown of Shadows, and the fourth volume, Keys to a Kingdom. These books are absolutely fantastic. They are wonderfully illustrated by Gabriel Rodriguez. They're written by Joe Hill, who is insider secret, only not, the son of Stephen King, who's one of my all-time favorites. And Joe Hill is also amazing. He's creepy and dark, and if there's anybody's mind that I could just like open and crawl into, it would probably be like the King/Hill family. Tabitha King, Stephen King, Joe Hill. They're all creepy and wonderful and amazing, and I don't know where they come up with it. These books specifically are about the Lock and Key, or the Lock family who live at Key House. In the first graphic novel, the father of the Lock family is murdered, and his family has to go back to Key House to live, and it's, but that's not a spoiler, it happens in like the first 2 pages. And the rest of the books are actually the story of what happens when the youngest Lock son, Bode, frees this creature who is trapped in the well at Key House, who he thinks is his friend, but is not, and this creature is actually like a demon, and it's after this one specific key to do all these horrible things, and all the rest of the 6 books are about the Lock kids learning the truth of their family history, learning the secrets of the house and of the keys, and of this like demonic figure on his quest to wreak havoc on the world. They're gorgeously illustrated, let me just tell you. There is a panel in the second book, Head Games, where Gabriel Rodriguez and Joe Hill imagine what it would be like to be inside the mind of like a 9-year-old boy. And I hope I can get it on camera because it has like, it's just got such impact. Like, look at that. If there's one, like, if I could visually represent myself what it must be like to be in the mind of a 10-year-old boy, it would be T-Rexes and crayons and superheroes and your dad and candy and just like all of that. Like, how genius is that? To me, that is absolutely astounding. It was amazing. So that wraps up what I read in April, and conveniently enough, segues very nicely into my TBR pile for the year-a-thon. For those of you who don't know, the year-a-thon is a group of people on Goodreads who do one read-a-thon a month, a different theme. It's in the first week of every month, so this month goes from today, the 5th, through the 11th, I think, yes, because then the Bout of Books starts on the 12th. I'm going to link all of this down below, as well as any booktuber channels that I mentioned. It's all going to be down there. But the first couple of things I'm hoping to knock out this week, and the theme for this week is getting caught up or catching up on series that you've missed or are in the middle of and need to get all caught up on. So I have 3 books on the pile for this week alone, and the first 2 are the last 2 volumes in the Lock and Key graphic novel series. This is the 5th one, and it's called Clockworks, and the last one is called the Omega Key. Dun dun dun. This is the big kahuna, the white whale we've all been chasing. So I'm super excited to get through these. I have absolutely no doubt that I'll be able to get through them this week. They are not only graphic novels, so they're quicker, but oh my god, I'm like, it's ridiculous. I am awake all the time just being like, give me all the Key House that you can. It's ridiculous. I'm in love. The other book that I have on the agenda that might be a little bit more of a trial, because I was not crazy about it the first time I picked it up, and this time when I picked it up, so far, I don't know, today I've been having a hard time getting into it. I'm having a hard time focusing. But it is The Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, which is the sequel to A Discovery of Witches in the All Souls trilogy. I'm not sure when the last book comes out. I think it might be this summer, might be this fall. It's been about 1.5 years since A Shadow of Night came out. This was actually a birthday gift to myself back in November, so it's been sitting on my shelf for a long time. And I picked it up then, and I got maybe 50 pages into it, and I just wasn't feeling it. It had slowed down quite a bit. The steam kind of had to pick back up. I thought maybe it was because I was reading it right after A Discovery of Witches, and everything was so fresh that first, recap period in the book wasn't sitting well. So I put it away. It's happening again. So I'm thinking maybe this book might just have a little bit of, second book syndrome, since it's in the middle of the series. I'm hoping I'm going to power through it. It's 600 pages almost. So it's probably definitely going to be the big thing I'm reading this week. The big thing I'm reading this week. Because I have a crap ton of books coming in from Amazon that I am so excited about, and I'm so excited to show you, and they're basically going to be my whole TBR for the Bout of Books is going to be these books that I'm getting from Amazon, because they're delicious and amazing, and I can't even wait. But that about wraps up everything that I have for today for my April and my year-a-thon reading plans and summations. So let me know below if you've read the Lock and Key graphic novels or any of the other books. Let me know, especially if you have recommendations for things that are similar, because these were amazing. Top 10, like, I don't know what this is, field goal, I guess. Field goal for the Lock and Key graphic novels. They are amazing. So if you have something like that, leave it down below. Of course, all the social media is down there. Hit me up wherever you can, whenever you can. I'm on Twitter almost all the time. Love the Instagram and the Tumblr, so please just check me out when you get the chance. Comment, and thank you for stopping by. Please stop by again, and I love you. Bye, guys. Bye.